Yes, so Shikha students, let's discuss about oxidation and reduction reactions. When you see burning or the fire always around you, we know that it's an exothermic reaction, means it gives out heat. Let's say it's a China dish and there's some two chemicals are mixed. As a result, there's a reaction which produces heat or fire. For sure, this is burning and it's exothermic reaction. It's oxidation. It's a type of oxidation reaction. Oxidation reaction could be defined as process in which oxygen is added to a substance. We'll soon give an example. Or a process in which hydrogen is removed from a substance. Or it can also be defined as it might be that the process in terms of losing electrons or gaining electrons. Oxidation could be treated as a process in which a substance loses electrons. Now, let's take example. So, a process in which oxygen is added to a substance. See here, we have a equation copper in solid state with oxygen. Obviously, it's a gas. It gives us copper oxide. Let me balance this. Two atoms of copper with one molecule of oxygen gives us 2 units of copper oxide. Well, it's balanced on both the sides. Here, oxygen has been added to copper. Initially, in the reactant, oxygen was not there with the copper, right? Yes. Copper was in the elementary state. And here, this is copper oxide, where oxygen has been added. So, process in which oxygen is added to a substance, one of the possibilities is an oxidation reaction. Okay, or it can also be a process in which hydrogen is removed from a substance. See, these are opposite things. If the oxygen is added, then hydrogen, you know, the other possibility of oxidation would be removed from the substance, right? Not added. So let's take an example. For example, let's take H2S. This is hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide. Well, plus oxygen. Obviously, this is a gas. Gives us sulfur plus 2H2O. Is it balanced? Now it is balanced. Here, 4 atoms of hydrogen, 4 atoms of hydrogen, 2 atoms of oxygen, 2 atoms of oxygen, 2 atoms of sulfur, 2 atoms of sulfur. It's balanced, liquid state. try to always mention the states with everything. So see here, hydrogen sulfide was having hydrogen and sulfur as a reactant. In the reactant, hydrogen sulfide was there. When it reacts with oxygen, it becomes just sulfur. That means H2S, hydrogen got subtracted, it got just converted to sulfur. Hydrogen is removed from this, right? So this is also oxidation reaction. Any reaction in which hydrogen is removed from a substance. What was the substance? Any student? From which substance the hydrogen is removed? Any student?
From hydrogen sulfide,
Correct,
hydrogen is removed.
correct. Beautiful. Whereas in the first process, where we defined oxidation as a process possibly in which oxygen is added to a substance. So, Falgun, in the first example, to which substance oxygen was added?
Copper.
Correct. Oxygen was added to copper, making it copper oxide. The third possibility is of oxidation could be a process in which a substance loses electrons. Let's see how. Well, we have zinc. Zinc splits into cation zinc with a charge 2 positive plus 2 electrons. Well, here you see the zinc has released electrons, or you can say zinc has lost electrons. So this reaction ideally is a oxidation reaction. Am I right? Now let's go for understanding what is reduction reaction. Well, reduction reaction can be defined as the process in which, see, all the three possibilities in terms of oxygen, in terms of hydrogen, and in terms of electrons, they are all exactly opposite to what's happening in the oxidation. In the oxidation was a process, see here, in which oxygen is added to a substance. In the in the reduction is a process in which oxygen is removed from a substance. Oxygen is removed from a substance. For example, just say the reaction potassium chlorate KClO3. This is potassium chlorate. Let me write here. Potassium chlorate is an ionic compound, right? Chlorate ion, potassium ion. Well, this is in solid state. It decomposes, it's a decomposition reaction, decomposes into potassium chloride. Potassium chloride. Potassium chloride we can just write as KCl. This is also solid. Plus oxygen. Obviously, this is a gas. Now, how do we balance this? Well, this is O2, this is O3. So better add 2 here, right? So K becomes 2, Cl2, we can have 2 here. Oxygen has 6 atoms, adding 3, oxygen has 6 atoms. But this is balanced. So here potassium chlorate oxygen has been removed from potassium chlorate and it has become potassium chloride. Oxygen is removed from this. Hence, since oxygen is removed from a substance and the substance was potassium chlorate, this is essentially a reduction reaction. Number two, a process in which, yes, students, now again opposite, hydrogen in
Hydrogen is
oxidation.
added.
Correct. In the oxidation process, hydrogen would be removed from a substance. Opposite to this, hydrogen would be added to a substance. Well, when we say substance, it can be ionic compound. It can be, anything. Substance is a common word we can use. Hydrogen can be added to a substance. So let's take an example. Very simple. Sodium in the solid state plus hydrogen. Obviously, it's a gas. You can either write G or you can put an arrow. Becomes NaH. What is that? Sodium hydride. Sodium hydride. Well, you can balance this. Two here, two here. See here, students. Here, hydrogen is added to which substance? Sodium, making it sodium hydride. Beautiful, right? So this is also example of reduction reaction. And number three, see this reaction, students. Opposite of the reaction we have taken in case of zinc. Zinc to positive, well, this is a cation plus two electrons. Electrons are added to zinc cation, making it neutral zinc atom. Opposite of oxidation. This is reduction reaction. So the third possibility of reduction reaction is a process, anyone, in which, yes, anyone,
Electrons
A
gain.
electrons
substance
are
gain electrons.
electrons are added to a substance, or as other student is telling, it's a process in which uh, a substance gains electrons, right? Beautiful. So these are the examples of oxidation and reduction reaction. With this, we can quickly do what is a oxidizing agent and what is a reducing agent. What is a reducing agent? Well, students, oxidizing agent is a substance which can bring about oxidation of other substance. Once again, oxidizing agent is typically a substance which can bring about oxidation of other substance. That substance would be known as oxidizing agent, right? Similarly, students, what is a reducing agent? Reducing agent could be defined as the substance which can bring about reduction of some other substance. I wish you all the best, students. Next coming video, we're going to be discussing redox reactions, effects of oxidation reactions in everyday life, and the last topic of this chapter, rancidity. Stay blessed, stay tuned. All the best.